What is the biggest waste of money?
I'll go first.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Yvonne and this is STICKYMESS17. My channel is all about cleaning information, inspiration, and motivation. So if you're interested, please like and subscribe, turn on those notification bells so you're notified every Wednesday and Sunday at 10 AM when I upload a new video. I predominantly do cleaning videos, but sometimes I do a sit down video as I'm a brain injury survivor and I just haven't got the strength. So if you're interested, please keep watching, and if you're new here, welcome. If you're not new, thank you for coming back and supporting my channel. Any products I use in my home are always listed in the description box. Obviously I can't get all of them in there, but they're all listed, every single one of them, except for things like Home Bargains, B&M, The Range, Tesco, things like that. Those ones I try and find very similar products, and I do put them on my website as well if I can find them. But those will obviously be from Amazon. Now I must have, as I said earlier in the first slide, you would have seen a disclaimer. Links I use may be affiliate links, which means I may earn a commission, but at no cost to you. So this is part 2 of the video where I'm going through the stuff that I've bought for my house, going through the stuff that I bought for my home, and I'm going to sort of rate them, review them, and let you know what I like and dislike, and let's jump straight into it. Okay, so yesterday we went through a large portion of the items that I've got. So this is, as I say, part 2. So we're going to start with the Cosori air fryer. The Cosori air fryer I personally haven't got. I put the smart one on there. I'm looking to the side because my computer's there. The Cosori air fryer I personally haven't got, but Fabulously Frugal uses it and highly recommends it. I've got the very similar one, similar sort of price range, and I actually wish I did go for the Cosori. So I'm happy with my air fryer that I've got, don't get me wrong. I just think that the shake function would have been a lot easier. So instead of an item being in the air fryer for, say, 10 minutes and then having to shake it, I've now got to set it at 10 minutes, wait for it to finish or whatever, keep an eye on the food. And then, so the shake function would have been a lot easier, hence the reason I would have preferred the Cosori air fryer. The hair bow holder, absolutely love it. My daughter's got it in her bedroom. It's not as pretty as it looks on the Amazon website, but it does this purpose, it does this job, and it's like unicorn rainbow colors, and my daughter absolutely loves it, and it is really good for storage of bows. Magnetic door stopper, you can buy these in B&Q. I first bought these ones from B&Q. I think they're about £2 or £3 each, so yes, it is a bit more expensive on Amazon in that respect. But I must disclose that when I got them for a couple of quid a few years ago, they were on a reduced sale because they were getting rid of the line, and that's why I got them so cheap. So this is the next cheapest one. It went on really easy. It holds actually tighter than the other ones, and the only reason I got the magnetic door stops is because if I've got a window open in the front of the house and a window open in the back of the house, the window obviously takes the door, and then we have slamming doors, and we've also got little kittens and little fingers, so that's always been I'm terrified of that. Okay, the next one we got is this extra large sturdy white utensil holder. It is on a rotating base, and also it's got like a 3-prong, how do I describe it, 3-prong sort of divider in it. You don't need to use the divider. I'm tempted to take the divider out now because it is so full, but it's a fair size and I absolutely love it. The rainbow area rug, fluffy rug, it's £14.97. The picture makes it look a lot fluffier and bigger than it is, as you've seen in my cleaning videos. My daughter's rug there. It is quite a bit thinner and it's not what I was expecting, but it's a good size. It breaks her fall if she falls out of bed. That's the main reason we've got a rug, because we've got hard floors. And it is really soft and the cats love it too. Right, the eyebrow razor cheek razor. I bought that because towards the end of my steroid journey, I had terrible peach fuzz, and I just thought I'd try it out for the eyebrows. In a nutshell, I ended up cutting my face to smithereens, hence the reason I'm a girl, because I can't do a wet shave, thank goodness. But no, seriously, on a serious note, They are really, really sharp. They do a good job, but I prefer the electric, like shaving razors, the more precision point ones. And there is one listed and it will be coming up soon. The next one is the over sink drying rack. I do like that a lot. We have had to put some trunking underneath it just to raise it up a bit because my tap is a bit too high, which means I measured wrong, but it absolutely works fine. I could do with it going a little bit more to the left, but then again the cupboard's in the way and that's my fault because we moved the sink over. All in all, I absolutely love it. Matt doesn't like it too much. He says there's less storage than the 3-tier one we did have, but he unpacks the dishwasher and puts everything on the drying rack instead of putting it away, so I think there is plenty space. Shower curtain again. I've had a few various ones and each one I've bought I've put straight onto my website, so I've never had a problem with shower curtains. I think this one, the only problem I had with it is I measured again wrong and it was a bit too short. The Apollo LED lights, sorry, I'm not going to try and pronounce that. The LED lights, 20 meters. My room's got them, my daughter's room's got them, and a good friend of ours, you know who you are, Nicola, has also got them for her daughter. And we absolutely love them. They do work off an app. They have also got timing settings, so like we may get up at 7 o'clock, so I'll set the timer to turn on at 7 o'clock and it obviously wakes myself, my daughter, whoever needs to get up. We also put them on like a pale blue at night. I must say, since this is ruptured, the blue LEDs are not affecting me, but then it starts bringing in the melatonin, so it's a good way to start winding down. The woman's vest, I wore that a couple of times, but then I swallowed too much, so I wasn't able to wear it. It is super comfortable, I will give you that. It's super cheap. I don't like buying clothes, and I just needed that as a bit of tide me over for the heat wave that we had that I missed because I had COPA. But yeah, that will definitely be something I'll be wearing next year. It's sort of tight around the boobs and then flares out a bit on the waist. Just what I need for my swollen belly. Nail file set. I do my own nails, as I said in the previous video, so I needed some new nail files because obviously I'm using them pretty regularly, and it is good to just replace your nail files on a regular basis. One, because they go blunt, they're not as good, and two, for hygiene reasons. Right, this over the bed table, I bought it because the desk table thingy that I had for the bed, which you saw in the previous video, with my computer, it's a full Dell computer. I am planning to replace it. When it was on it and movement on the bed, it just went flying, and I have actually chipped the tiny bit on the corner of the screen. So I decided to get something more sturdy that I could just push out the way when I was getting ready for bed, and I could actually, whilst recovering, do work from bed. The only thing with that one for my situation is my beds are actually flush to the floor, so I couldn't go underneath the bed. It's like a hospital over the bed trolley, but having it next to the bed and putting my food on there or whatever was absolutely fine, and I'm keeping it. It's behind me. I'm keeping it because we can use it for studying, storage, whatever. So the only thing we found with that one is that when we were building it up, because obviously in flat pack, was one of the screws wouldn't go in, so Matt ended up having to drill another hole and put a washer in, and I don't know, mess about with it, but it works. The handheld vacuums, oh my goodness, they are so quiet. These I think are on my top lists, like on towards the top of my list of my absolute favorite things I bought off Amazon. We've actually bought two. One was supposed to go in the car, but it's ended up in my kitchen, and the other one has ended up in my bedroom, which is super handy for the little bits of litter after you've cleaned up. They get thrown away, a little bit of dust. It's fabulous for dusting. It's also really, really good for cleaning the car because you can actually get in the grooves. So when we're going on a trip, if Matt's driving or something, I just take the vacuum and I vacuum out my car while we're on the road, and it's just so easy. And then I'll just like swap seats or whatever and vacuum. Not while the car's moving. Anyway, the dry brushes, yes, I have used them. I just can't be bothered to use them as well as I should. So they are really, really good. My skin started flaking with the stretching of the steroids, and yeah, they did help with that a lot. Not so sure about the circulation side of it. Dry brushing is supposed to allegedly help with circulation, I cannot vouch for that. Children's hangers, self-explanatory. Got child, need clothes hang. Simple, nice and cheap and cheerful. These metal curtain clips, for what I bought them for, I think they're a bit too small. They're a bit too tight and flimsy. Not flimsy, fiddly. But they're working fine. I probably would have bought a bigger size if I'd actually known that I was buying them so small. So that is purely my fault. Again, the Cosori air fryer. This one's slightly cheaper. In fact, it's £2 cheaper. But this one hasn't got an app. So you may as well just go for the app and pay an extra £2. The D-line square box cable trunking, we had to push the light socket backwards into the wall, and we needed to thin the socket up so that we could get the sliding door to go over the trunking, hence the reason I bought the trunking. The white drawer organizers, I did like them. They don't really work for cutlery unless you're going to paste them or stick them down to the bottom of the drawer, because the knives and that slip underneath and it just becomes a nightmare. But for things like underwear, socks, clothes and things like that, that would work absolutely fine. The multi-purpose silicone brushes, pads, I still use them. I particularly like them for washing potatoes or vegetables because it really scrubs them well. So yes, 100%. DC Fix again. The two different types that I've used is obviously on there. As you know, I've wrapped my kitchen, that I said in the previous video. These large capacity storage bags, £17. Looks expensive, but oh my goodness, these things are huge. They are really, really big. And you get the pack of 3 of them. We use them for my daughter's clothing when she gets hand-me-downs from a friend of ours. Thank you, Becky. She gives it to us in a large bin bag, and we haven't got space to store it, so I put them in these bags to keep them like mite-free, dust-free, and I store them under the bed. Absolutely brilliant. And as I say, they're huge. They can take probably 2 bin bags worth of clothes once they're folded properly and put them away. Anyway, the lighted mirror, yes, I do really like it. I like it when it's clean, as I do all mirrors. Can't complain. It can be plugged into a USB and then left in the bathroom. Obviously in the UK we don't have sockets in the bathroom, so it does run off, I think off the top of my head it's 3 AAA batteries. But we've had it for probably about 4 or 5 months now, and it's absolutely working fine. Though it's still on the original set of batteries. The smartphone tripod mount, I upgraded my phone from a 6S to an 11, I think. And I just needed a bigger phone mount, so that's what that's for. Bathroom storage things, oh, these are so good. Just a warning. Shut up. Just a warning, the sticky is really sticky, which is great, but if you put it on skew or wrong, you cannot get it off. It's, yeah, and it does hold up quite a bit of weight. There's my robot vacuum replacement parts. We don't need to have replacement parts too often. I think we've had this vacuum now since about April or May, and I've just literally in the last week changed out the spinny pad brush bristles. And the filters I change once a week, but I wash them out and let them dry on the radiator. So I have got a spare set of that, but I've literally just thrown away my first filter in, what, 6 months, 7 months? Where are we? 6 months? Okay. The rug grippers, I have bought the B&M owned brand grippers. They did not work on my floor, on my rug. These ones are definitely the best. And for £6, it's well worth the money, and they really do stick. I haven't put them through the washing machine. I am going to put my rug in the washing machine in the next 24 hours or so, so I'll let you know how that comes out. The next was an outfit set. We'll just leave it at that. Chef Aid metal food tongs, absolutely rubbish. They didn't grip the food. They didn't last long in my house. The next was the solder seal wire connectors. Those are waterproof connectors for wiring, and we use them in the garden for the wire that the boundary wire for Sammy. Sammy is my robot vacuum. She is listed in the previous video, so do be sure to check that out. The next is the airbrushed, the brushed steel cupboard handles. We put them throughout the cupboards downstairs, and they're also on my sliding doors. Love them. I have only been caught on the handle once, I think. I've been caught on door handles more often than that. Okay. Okay, I've just updated my website. I didn't realize I hadn't put a few things on there. So the first thing I've got on there, which is new now, obviously this is for Halloween, is the girl's vampire dress. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. And you think about when you go to Home Bargains or some other stores, some of the outfits are ridiculously expensive for them to wear it for a few hours. So that is why we bought that one, and it is so big on her that she could probably wear it for a good 3 years at the rate she's growing. The Pro Breeze 12 litre air fryer, again, that is a bit more expensive, actually almost £10 more expensive than what I paid for it last time. I think I paid about 105 total, and that is because I paid for the insurance as well. Absolutely fabulous for rotisserie chicken, so beautiful. If you haven't seen how my rotisserie chicken turned out, I'll try and link the video down below. Then next is the self-adhesive PVC flooring, so easy to put down. It does shift a bit when it settles, so make sure that when you line them up they're really tight, and that is in my daughter's bedroom, so have a look at my previous videos and you'll see my daughter's grey floor. Beautiful. And cuts really easily and sticks really well, so if you put it down wrong first you're not going to get it back up. Okay, then the facial hair remover, again, that has got the eyebrow razor on it. I use that, and I've had one previously from a few years ago that uses a battery. This one's on a USB charger, which is the reason I bought it, and it also gets rid of the fluff, as I said earlier. I'm being honest here, guys, my channel is all real, and you know, you can't polish a bowel movement, as I say, so, and I just don't like bits on my eyebrows. My eyebrows aren't shaped beautifully. I mean, look at them, for goodness sake, but it just gets rid of the excess. Right, the next thing I've got is this door stop thing. It's actually under my desk, and it's just to give my desk a little bit more support. And my desk, as I say, is on the hinges, so it drops down. So the front does get a bit wobbly, I suppose. So the desk is going to be... The desk is supported now by this, the sun was streaming in here a minute ago, by this extra pole. The top little V bit does come off, and that's what I'm using to support my desk. Next is the jade roller. Brilliant, and I'll be honest, with the swelling, I was so swollen, I used the jade roller, and obviously you go towards your ear. I didn't put it in the fridge or anything, it was just nice and cold, and I was rubbing it up my cheeks, and I could hear the crunching of the swelling and everything, and by the next day I noticed a huge reduction on the swelling. Well, when I say huge, I could notice personally the reduction in the swelling. I should use that more religiously, as I don't, but it is really, really good. Right, next is the one-piece LED string light. Is actually a yo-yo. This is for my daughter's Christmas present from Santa, obviously. And it's cheap and cheerful. If she breaks it, it doesn't really matter. Obviously, things happen, toys break. But just to, she's been asking for a yo-yo for almost a year now. So we got her that so she can just have a play with it. Next is multi-purpose vinyl gloves. As you know, I use gloves to clean my toilet. I use gloves to cut chicken. Sometimes I use them in the garden. And any poisons or stuff like that, like ant poison that we have in the lounge. And sometimes I use gloves for the dirty jobs where I don't want cross-contamination. Next is the rainbow bath bombs. These bath bombs, I think there's 10 in the pack. I stand to be corrected on that. And they are quite small. Again, this is from Santa. So I was quite surprised that they were quite small. But then again, you look at the price and it's not a bad price for 10 small bath bombs. Next is the witch child wig in black. It's again very cheap, very cheerful. Again, she's only going to wear it for 1 or 2 days. I did try and brush it and quite a bit of the hair fell out, but it's going to be absolutely fine for Halloween. Next is the roller bag. We've got a massive, I think it was an 80 centimeter bag. It's been stored under my daughter's bed, but one of the handles has broken off years and years ago, and it's just getting really annoying. So I decided, take the plunge, replace the bag, and that's what we bought. It is really, really big. I haven't used it as yet, but it looks like it's going to have the same amount of storage. Okay, moving on to my daughter's Halloween witch hat. Yes, she's got a vampire costume and mummy bought her a witch. What can I say? Brain's not working. Brain injury survivor. Next is the mini bike, exercise bike. I've got that under my desk because when I'm working on the computer, I can actually do a bit of exercise. So there's two reasons. One, I'm going to get fitter. One, I'm going to get stronger. So that's why I've got that, just to try and help my mobility as well as get a little bit of exercise. Because let's face it, me walking just in my house, or should I say limping in my house because of my blooming ankles. I think I torn the Achilles tendon in both my feet, and I don't know how I've done that, but it's been sore now for 4 weeks. I have seen the pharmacist, I haven't seen the doctor, and they said take paracetamol and ibuprofen. The last thing then at the moment on my Amazon is the cat scratching post. I've got 2 new kittens, if you're new here. They are absolutely gorgeous. And I haven't got a cat tower or anything for them. That is currently in my bedroom. They like to sit on the top of it. They haven't quite figured out the scratching part of it. They like to scratch my bed instead. But when they're a bit bigger and they start moving out my room and using the cat genie, which is the flushable toilet for the cats, sorry, my window cleaner's here, that will be moved into the utility room for them there. Now, if you know, I've got a cat genie, which is a flushable toilet, and I will be honest, I've just had to replenish the not replace the litter granules. And I've had to get them, I think it was from Czechoslovakia, somewhere in the EU anyway, because the UK doesn't supply them, so it has worked out extremely expensive to replenish it. And I see that the cat genie stuff is not really on sale anymore. I couldn't recommend the cat genie enough. It makes such light work of litter. I mean, my cats generally go outside, so they very rarely use the cat genie. But things like when you keep them in for just go to the this is not sponsored, by the way. When you go to the vet and you need to keep your cats in, they can go to the toilet and you don't have to worry about a litter tray or anything like that. I could not recommend it. That is one of the top things I've ever bought. I bought it secondhand about 10 years ago. It was £150 off eBay, and it's still going today. But as I say, the crystals, the litter crystals, are quite expensive now that you've got to get them through the EU. I initially thought I had to get them from Australia because that was the only website that was actually showing that they had any available. UK was just, every time I went to pay, said website failure. So I ended up buying them from the EU, and thank goodness I didn't have to pay EU taxes. I don't think. It might have been added on the price, but one box ended up being about £50, which I haven't bought these pellets for about 5 years. So it works out £10 a year, so it's not bad. But we'll probably go, when I had the 4 cats and they were using the toilet continuously, I was using the pellets. We're probably going through about a box a year, which still isn't bad when you think about how much you throw away in litter. But to actually fork it out in one hit, it's quite a kick in the... Yeah, it's quite a kick. So I do still 100% recommend the cat genie, if you can find one. But any other flushable litter tray would also do the job brilliantly, and they make light work of litter. And as I say, I'm also not just the litter that I'm paying for. I think it's £2 something a bag, which lasts me about 3 days, 4 days, depending how much I change it and how much I go to the toilet. There's the gloves, it's the the whatever spray I use on it to sanitize it. It's the time, then the vacuuming, and I just don't like litter. I'm not moaning about my cats, I just don't like litter. And the cat genie, 100%. Yes, there's still litter that sticks to their paws as they get out, but it washes it, it flushes it away, and you don't... It like scoops it up, turbines it, if you want to call it that, as like in a little chopper if you want. I can't think what it's called, and then flushes it away into the waste pipe that it can hook over to your toilet. So again, rant over, 100%. Love my cat genie. Can't justify the price of £50, but when I look at it, that I haven't bought a box in probably about 5 years, it's £10 a year. It's so much cheaper than buying litter. So I'm putting it down there. So yeah, it does work out cheaper. Anyway, guys, that is all for today. Enough of my ranting. Don't forget to like and subscribe, turn on those notification bells so you're notified every Wednesday and Sunday at 10 AM. When I upload a new video, look after yourselves, look after those brains so you don't end up looking like a blowfish like me. Take care, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. See you, bye!